You deserve to be wealthy, to live in abundance, and to experience happiness and success. Money exists not simply as currency, but as a tool that liberates us from the burden of poverty, limitation, and constant survival. According to Joseph Murphy, the author of the best-selling book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, God does not want you to live in a miserable shack, hungry and deprived. On the contrary, He wants you to be happy, successful, fulfilled, and financially secure. Everyone desires a life of comfort and prosperity, yet poverty often appears in its ugliest form, pulling down even the most talented, intelligent, and hard-working people. Some carry this burden with dignity, while others are driven toward desperation, bitterness, or even crime. Poverty can corrupt values, distort morality, and destroy potential. Being poor is not a virtue, despite how often people try to convince themselves otherwise. Each of us comes into this world with the purpose of developing our talents, discovering our abilities, and growing not only spiritually and mentally, but materially as well. Human beings are naturally meant to express themselves fully, to enjoy beauty, comfort, and even luxury without guilt. You are a beloved child of the universe, and you have every right to access its endless resources of abundance. But to do that, Joseph Murphy said, we must first remove our negative beliefs about money. We must stop seeing wealth as something shameful, immoral, or unspiritual. The moment we condemn money, we unconsciously push it away. We always lose what we secretly resent until we understand that money is simply a symbol of divine abundance, harmony, and beauty, and our dreams remain distant and unreachable. In his books and lectures, Joseph Murphy repeatedly emphasized that we should never feel embarrassed for wanting financial prosperity. He compared money to blood flowing through the body. If blood moves freely, the body is healthy. If money flows freely into our life, your financial life is healthy too. However, Joseph Murphy also warned that true abundance cannot exist without spiritual beauty. Wealth without inner peace becomes empty. Material success without spiritual harmony creates imbalance. Spiritual development helps us create a life filled with light, kindness, beauty, and love. It allows us to appreciate each day and fully enjoy the blessings of the life offers. Understanding your spiritual strengths is one of the most important keys to achieving both material and spiritual abundance. When we recognize our spiritual nature, we begin to see life differently. New opportunities appear. Prosperity begins to move toward us. Spiritual strength helps us grow wiser, make better decisions, overcome difficulties, and build healthier relationships. One of Joseph Murphy's powerful ideas can be summarized like this: wealth is a state of mind. This means that what fills your subconscious right now determines your future reality. And our thoughts work like magnets. If your mind is filled with peace, creativity, gratitude, and confidence, divine guidance begins to lead your path. Blessings arrive naturally, and prosperity can exceed even your boldest expectations. Joseph Murphy believed that anyone can create a mental picture of wealth within the subconscious mind. To do this, he advised people to relax, calm their thoughts, and enter a peaceful state of reflection. At first, this may feel difficult, but with patience, it becomes easier and even enjoyable. When your mind becomes quiet, ask yourself honestly, what emotions do I truly feel about money? Do you feel resentment, fear, shame, contempt, envy, worship of wealth, guilt? Even a small shadow of negativity creates a barrier between you and your financial abundance. If such feelings exist, Joseph Murphy suggested repeating a simple affirmation several times a day, especially before sleep. I am not afraid to spend and receive money. Money flows freely in my life and brings blessed abundance. But he warned that mechanical repetition means nothing. You must feel the words. You must believe them. The subconscious mind accepts only what the conscious mind truly believes. This is why simply repeating "I am rich" 100 times while drowning in debt rarely works. If your conscious mind rejects this statement, your subconscious mind will reject it as well. Instead, you need affirmations that feel believable and natural. For example, every day my financial situation improves. With every step I move forward and improve my financial life. Each day I become wiser and more prosperous. These phrases do not create internal conflict, so the subconscious accepts them more easily. Joseph Murphy gave a simple example of a small shop owner with empty pockets. Instead of forcing himself to believe he was already wealthy, he could imagine something realistic. Tomorrow, I will sell 2 pairs of shoes and improve my financial situation. This creates hope without psychological resistance. That is how real transformation begins. Modern life often traps us in endless work, stress, and constant responsibilities. We all know that achieving success requires effort. Joseph Murphy agreed completely, hard work matters. But he also emphasized something equally important. Without inner work, outer work may become endless. You can work 24 hours a day and still remain far from your dreams if your subconscious mind is programmed for struggle and fear and limitation. Many people know this feeling. You work harder and harder, give everything you have, yet results never come. Frustration grows, doubt enters the mind. Joseph Murphy believed this happens because hidden subconscious mind blocks continue to sabotage success. And that is why self-education, inspiring books, meditation, visualization, and spiritual reflection are so valuable. They help reprogram the inner world. It doesn't mean abandoning the physical work. It means combining action with inner transformation. Dreaming without action is useless. Action without belief is exhausting. But when physical effort and subconscious alignment work together, opportunities begin to multiply. If you feel stuck, exhausted, and frustrated by repeated failure, perhaps it is time to focus not only on work, but also on your inner world. Visualize the life you truly want. Identify your hidden fears. Rewrite the beliefs that keep you small. Stop pushing away the blessings that belong to you. To become wealthy and successful, we often need only one thing: a transformation of the mind. Change your relationship with life, with faith, with yourself, and with abundance. Realize that there are no absolute barriers preventing you from becoming who you want to be. Sometimes the only prison is the one built inside the mind. Call upon faith, trust divine laws, believe that what you desire is already possible. Because often the greatest obstacle is not the world around us, but the limits we accept within ourselves. I believe that wealth begins in the mind, but it must be followed by action. Positive thinking alone does not pay bills, but negative thinking silently destroys opportunities before they even arrive. I noticed that people who constantly say money is evil or success is not for people like me often unconsciously reject chances that could improve their lives. Meanwhile, those who believe improvement is possible tend to notice opportunities faster and act with more confidence. Mindset doesn't replace effort, it directs it. Faith without discipline becomes fantasy. Discipline without belief becomes burnout. Success usually lives in the balance between the two. A simple story. Imagine 2 men starting the exact same small business. The first one says, "This probably won't work. People like me never succeed. I'll try, but failure is expected." And the second says, This may be difficult, but I will learn, improve, and find a way. Birds work hard, birds face problems. But over time, the first man sees every obstacle as proof he should quit. The second man sees every obstacle as part of the process. After 1 year, their results are completely different. Not because life treated them differently, but because they treated possibility differently. That is the true power of belief, not magic. So if you find this video interesting and valuable, please like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable videos. Thank you for watching.